time and time again.
Order. Member's time has expired. I call the member for right.
And I thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. And last night I had the privilege of announcing to the House was the launch of the Parliamentary Friends of Small Business. It was co-launched by myself and Gabe Brockman, the member for Canberra. And I was quite amused or perplexed that the Parliament to date had not already had a Parliamentary Friends of Small Business. So when I was approached to work with Gay on setting it up, I jumped at the opportunity. It was a successful night given the amount of functions that were on, and there were a number of business communities and representatives from around the small business sector that came to assist with the launch. Names like Peter Strong from the Council of Small Businesses of Australia, Dr. Christopher Peters, the Chief Executive of the ACT Regional Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And Christopher made the point that out of all of the employment here in Canberra, that 50% of them employed by small business. You would think that with the public service sector here in Canberra, that number would have been skewed far more the other way, but it was interesting to see that 50% of the positions here in Canberra were from the small business. And why is small business so important to Australia, and why should the Parliamentary Friends of Small Business and how can we be effective in this role? Well, the reason is that because 2 million small businesses here in Australia employ 5 million of our Australians. That makes up 70% of the workforce. So 70% of the workforce employed by 2 million small businesses, contributing 20% to GDP. But one of the concerns I have as a previous small business owner and as part of this group, which hopefully we will endeavour to find answers to, is how do we encourage the next generation of small business owner to step up to the plate to make sure that those statistics mentioned earlier are still maintained. Because if you've got kids growing up in families with small business and they see mum and dad working from daylight till dark, and in some cases not making an enormous amount of money, they're the first ones to say, this is not for me. This small business gig is just not for me. And then they run off and pursue other careers. I have a child myself, 16-year-old, who's just come home from a careers market with reference to jobs that are available in the future. And no one at the careers markets was saying, listen, pursue your own dreams, think about starting your own business. That was just not present in that vernacular. So the small business sector needs all the assistance that we can. I trust that the Parliamentary Friends of Small Business will be able to act as a conduit in assisting that organisation. I also personally thank our launchers last night, Minister for Small Business Brendan O'Connor and the Shadow Minister for Small Business Bruce Bilson, who co-launched the organisation.